Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing another installment on my Spring Cleaning Declutter Series. I really didn't get any kind of feedback from people specifically on what kind of category to do next, so I thought that I would do makeup palettes because that is something that I think I can do, and that I need to do, something that I haven't decluttered or even attempted to declutter, I think, since I started my channel. Maybe even ever. I'm not sure. I can't remember a time that I've gotten rid of a palette, to be honest. So I definitely want to go through and look at them. I don't have that many palettes, but I do have too many for me. So if I get rid of some, I'm hoping that just maybe I'll have enough room to buy palettes that I will actually use, because to be honest, I only use about 3 palettes out of all of these, and it might even end up being kind of like a shop my stash kind of video, just for the fact that if I find palettes that I really need to use up, they might just get switched out of my everyday palette little folder thing that I have. So let's get into this video and see how I do and see if Nikki ends up crying on camera. Alright guys, so we are going to start with my first kind of drawer here of stuff. I have a couple of drawers of palettes like this one here, and then I have my everyday, which is behind me. I'm a little nervous about this, so let's just get right into it. The first palette here is from Gorgeous Cosmetics. This is their 8-pan contour shade. It says potato cake. It literally says potato cake. I haven't looked at this in so long. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, just this, I don't even have a shade like this. This dusty kind of rose color. I think I gotta keep this. This is gonna be so hard, you guys. But Gorgeous Cosmetics is not really a hyped up brand, but they do make their way every now and then around the YouTubers, and they are really great, but they're of course overpriced, so they don't get a lot of hype. But I love their stuff, and I'm definitely going to keep that. This is the Pure Exposed from Crown Cosmetics. I did a review for them on this. This I absolutely love. This is like the most beautiful palette ever, and the pigmentation on this is just crazy. Like, it's so pretty. So I'm definitely going to keep this, and I actually think that I might put this into my rotation to use a little bit more. Now here's another palette by Crown. This is their Blush, Bronze, and Illuminate. The mirror actually broke out of this when I first got it. I really don't like anything out of this besides the blush. I mean, everything else is just okay, but it's not something that I reach for, so I'm going to pass this one on if I can get my finger out of it. Ow! This is a kind of color correcting palette from Juvenette. I love Juvenette, you guys. I love them so much. They are an Amazon seller, and you can get these like really cheap literally anywhere. But I found that Juvenette on like eBay, Amazon, all those other sites, they are the cheapest with the best quality. So I'm definitely keeping this one. Now here's another one from Simply Spoiled, and they were actually really nice too. And they're different. And not by much, but they are different. So you can see here, there is a difference, but literally, like, there's barely a difference. So I really, oh God, this is so hard. I think I'm going to pass the Simply Cosmetics one on. This is the City Color Smoky palette. This was actually a really good palette, you guys. I'm not going to lie. It was really, really nice. But I never reach for this, ever. So I'm definitely going to be passing this one on. Now these are 2 Lorac little palettes, holiday palettes that I got from Catherine. I did end up passing one of them on because I wouldn't, and this was a while ago, I passed it on to Dawn, I believe, because I didn't think I would use it. This one is the, what is it called? Plum Velvet. Very beautiful. I don't have a lot of shades in like these different kinds of purples, so I'm going to keep this one. And this one is Gold Satin, and this is my favorite. It's so beautiful. This shade down here is like a dark chocolate with gold sparkle in it. I mean, I just can't. I cannot pass these up. This is the Urban Decay The Fun palette. Now, I got this from All Cosmetic Wholesale. I got it because I loved the shades in it. The shades are so pretty. Woodstock is amazing, and then here, Flip Side, is a beautiful green. And I mean, I just don't really get a lot of use out of this, and I have the colors, I believe, in another palette, at least Woodstock I do. So I'm going to be passing this one on. And here's the palette that I'm going to keep. This is the Urban Decay Rollerball Girl, I believe. And this has beautiful shades in it along with Woodstock, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. This is my Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette. I believe that's what it's called. Yes. I went through hell to get this and waited forever, so I'm definitely keeping this. It is so pretty. So, so pretty. I love it, and I do actually go out of my way to pull this palette out of the drawer and use it. So this is a keeper. This is the Makeup Revolution palette, and it's their Salvation palette in Run Boy Run. I got this from Jean in a friend mail. It comes with a huge mirror. Looks like this. I need to play with this more, but as you can see, I've been playing with it a lot. I really do like this palette. It is on the less pigmented side, but I love this, and Jean gave it to me, so I'm definitely keeping this one. This I also got in a friend mail, and this is a palette from Flower Cosmetics. Now, it's a little bit broken on the one side on this one. Some of these shadows are mediocre, but a shadow like this one right here, it's literally so soft that it's like a cream. It's so, so beautiful. Like, so beautiful. I can't get over it. So, because of a couple of these shades that are like that, I am keeping this palette and will always keep this palette. It is gorgeous. This is another Gorgeous Cosmetics palette. This is their 4-pan palette in Smoky Eyes. And it looks like this. And I literally never use this. So this one is going to be passed on. This is the Wet n Wild palette in Comfort Zone. Y'all know I'm keeping this. I don't know anyone who would pass this one on once they get it, because this is like one of the best palettes you can get at the drugstore. It's gorgeous. So definitely keeping this one. This is the City Colors Contour Effect on the Go palette. This is actually an amazing palette, but I have so many like contour palettes and I'm just not using this one, and there are other ones I want to keep, so I'm going to be passing this one on. Alright, these are my two ready to wear palettes I got from All Cosmetic Wholesale. This one here is called The Face, I think. What are you called? I can never find my way around nothing. I believe that this one is just called The Face, honestly, and I don't like the highlighter out of it or the bronzer, but that blush is why I'm keeping it. So I'm definitely going to keep it. I mean, the blush is so beautiful. It's so pretty, so I'm definitely going to keep this. And this one is called Twin Set. This one is amazing. Look at that. Look at the print on it. It's called Twin Set, like I said before, but it's like quilted. And the blush is like the prettiest mauve blush ever. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. So I'm definitely going to keep this, but the eyeshadow quad over here is horrible. It's so horrible, but this black is amazing, and that is amazing. So yeah, I'm going to keep these two palettes for the blushes, of course. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills What Are You Self-Made palette. I haven't even taken off the glass cover for this. The only reason why I'm going to keep this, and I'm only going to keep it for a certain amount of time, is for the pink champagne. Literally the only reason why I keep this palette, because I don't use this ever. And if I do, it's because, as you can even see from the use of it, is because I only use that shade. So you can get that as a single. So once I do, I'm going to pass this palette on, just because it literally was kind of a waste of money. I shouldn't have even bought it, but I heard about the pink champagne and wanted it. So this is a momentarily keep, but I will be passing it on soon. This is an Eve Pearl little palette that I got from Kristen. I haven't even really played around with this too much besides swatching it, so I definitely want to keep this and play around with it a little bit more. And this is another little palette that I got from her, and this is a Givenchy Private Felted Nudes. It's super heavy, super beautiful. I don't even know if I can show you guys it the correct way. That ring light is killer, but it's really, really beautiful, and I love this. I've actually used this, and I use it plenty of times, so I'm going to be keeping this one. Alright, let's move on to the second one. This is a Nomad palette that I did the sponsor for, and this is in Florence. I love this so much. I can't even tell you. Look at how much I've used it. Like, I like it so much, especially the eyeliner. Oh, it's so pretty. I need to take this out, actually, and put that in with my lippies. But I love this so much, and I'm going to take this out too. I don't know what I'm doing. I like it so much, and I actually really do get a lot of use out of this, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this. This is the Cargo Shanghai Nights palette. Oh, you guys. Cargo palettes are so underrated and so amazing. Like, I don't understand why people aren't hyping these up to the moon, because they are so amazing. Some of them are hit and miss, but I'm telling you, Shanghai Nights and the other one I'm going to show you, amazing. And I get a lot of use out of these, so this is a keeper. This is the second one, and this one is called Vintage Escape, and it's like a leather cover. I don't think it's real leather, though. And you open it up, and it is the perfect, I almost said perfect, the perfect autumn palette. Like, this is so beautiful, so creamy. I absolutely love this palette. So this palette, going nowhere. This is something that I believe I got in my swag bag from Generation Beauty last year, and this is from Crown Brush as well. I don't really know what it's called, but it looks like this. And you know what? I don't know if I want to keep this or not. I'm going to set it aside because I have, well, actually, where is that Morphe palette? Maybe I can find it quickly here somewhere. Maybe this is it. Yes. See, I have the Morphe Hot palette, and it looks like this. And then I have this palette. And I'm like, do I really need all those colors? Because I'm never going to use them all. And we all know already that Morphe and Crown are like pretty much basically the same company. They just relabel their stuff. So they're the same quality and the same kind of packaging with almost the same colors. Crown brush down here has more colors but less pan size. And to be honest, I like Morphe's their shimmers a little bit better than Crown's shimmers. There's more fallout though. So I'm like, I'm really stuck here as to which one I want to keep. I think that I'm going to pass on the Crown brushes one down here, and I'm going to keep the Morphe Hot palette just because this is pretty much the only palette that I have that is as colorful as this, and I really do like to have something on hand that has a lot of color in case I want to do Halloween looks, you know, or anything really, anything. You always want to have something that's out of your comfort zone on hand. So I'm going to keep this one, and then I'll pass on the Crown brush one. This is the Carly Bible palette. I'm already keeping this. I'm keeping that. That was also in a friend mail. Love you, girl. This is the Morphe 35. Oh, I'm definitely keeping this one. This one goes nowhere. Look how much I've used that bad boy. I absolutely love this one. I am a warm tone girl, so this one gets a lot of use from me. So it's definitely staying. This is a Z palette. It was my first Z palette I ever made. And it's got a lot of Morphe single shadows in it. This is a Mary Kay powder. It's got some NYX singles in it. It's got some Itsy lip products in it. I mean, it's got a bunch of everything. But I'm actually going to go through this, and I'm not sure how. I might pass it on to a family member because I really don't want to ship single pan because I don't have any single pan shipping boxes or anything. So I do want to pass some of these on because a lot of them I don't use, but I just can't ship them to people. So I think that I'm going to be getting rid of some of these colors over here, maybe a couple of these browns just because I have a million of those kinds of browns. I'm not really sure, but they definitely do need to go, some of them, so I have some Z palette space, and I never reach for this at all. This is a no-name palette, one of the ones that I got to review from Thomason. It looks like this. I have two of them because besides this one, I have the Simply Spoiled pan one, and they are literally no different. There's no difference. So I think I'm going to keep the Simply Spoiled one because I love the packaging. Simply Spoiled, that's me. And I'll pass on the no brand one. Do I even have to like say anything? This sucker's staying. I just kind of moved it out of my rotation so I would use other palettes besides this because I wasn't using anything else besides that. So this is a definite keeper. Alright, this is the Nude by The Balm. I literally just got this. I won it in a giveaway from Kat. I haven't even really used it or played around with it yet, so I'm definitely going to keep this because I need to use it. I've heard so many good things and I'm excited to have it. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy or Amrezy palette. I love her to death, and I think this was one of the first high-end palettes I ever bought. And since you can't get it on the market anymore, I am definitely keeping it. Look at those warm tones. Like, this is my kind of palette. I love her so much. I love her so much. I think she's so awesome. So I'm definitely keeping this one. This is the ABH Artist palette. And this was bought merely on the fact that I wanted to start collecting the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes because they were more affordable. But I never use this, and I don't like the colors in it. Literally the only color I like is this Dusty Rose up here. And I have that color in so many other palettes. So I'm going to actually be passing this one on. And the next one, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Tamana palette. Another one that I just do not use, but this one's going to actually go back into my rotation because I love these colors. I just haven't used this palette. This isn't something I want to pass on. I mean, look at that China Rose. Look at that color. Oh. So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep this one. I'm just going to put it back into my rotation. This is the Tartelette palette by Tarte. This, you know, so many people said that they freaking hated this palette, and I love it. I love it so much. I mean, look how much use I've gotten out of that. I use it all the time. Those beautiful mauves, I love this so much, so I'm definitely keeping it. I want to get the second one in Bloom so bad. Mama needs some money, though. This is my favorite and most used Z palette. It has all of my Belfier eyeshadows in it and Itsy eyeshadows. These are going nowhere. I absolutely love them. You guys see me talk about them probably way too much, but I love them, so those are staying. This is my Camp Cosmetics Z palette, which has all of their shadows, their blushes, and then a few MACs here. And I don't really use the MAC ones too often. I don't like the pigmentation and the quality over the Camp Cosmetic and Belfier. But they were a friend mail. Ooh! And they're not as magnetic, to be honest. They slide around a lot easier than the other ones do. That makes me really nervous. Does anybody else have that problem where your MAC shadows aren't as like magnetic in your Z palettes as other products? Because I do have that problem. It makes me really nervous because it's MAC. But I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm not going to pass it on or anything because I really do like everything in here. So this is definitely a keeper too. This is the Too Faced Romantic Eye. I am not getting rid of this. I just got it. I absolutely love this. It's so beautiful. It's probably way too bright to even see it. But this Soulmate shade here, you guys. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at it. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love this palette so much. So I'm definitely keeping that. And then the last one here, don't drop any palettes. And then the last one here is Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon. This one's not going anywhere either. Like, oh, look at how dirty that mirror is. Ooh. But yeah, I absolutely love this as well. So I suck. Officially, I suck. That's all that I'm keeping. And this is all that I'm giving away. So yeah, not very much. And I'm going to go through the Z palette too and see what I want to keep and want to give away. Now this is actually really hard for me to give away any of these. So I'm actually pretty proud with the fact that I am getting rid of enough to have more room, which is really nice. And I can switch around some palettes and put them in my everyday little organizer slot. So I am happy about this. I just... I should have done better, you guys. I should have done better. So I think I did pretty well. I mean, overall, getting rid of palettes, it can be kind of hard because you never really want to get rid of a palette. There's always some use for it at some point. I am going to end up switching out the palettes that I have up in my little organizer on the front of my vanity that I just kind of pull and use daily. I'm going to switch some palettes out and try to get some more use out of the palettes that are kind of down below in my organizer and try to just shuffle through them week by week so I'm using new palettes and they're not just sitting in a drawer not being used, because a lot of these palettes cost a lot of money. So I'm glad that some of them I was able to pass on, and hopefully the people that I pass them on to will get good use out of them, at least better use out of them than I did. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out and leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys want me to declutter next. Don't say blush. Bye!